So Lael was attending Imhotep Academy in Atlanta, Georgia. She was in pre-K at the time, and Greg was at the school providing some tutoring services. She didn't have reading problems per se. She was very young, but she started with him at a very young age. So she stayed at Imhotep Academy for pre-K and kindergarten. Once she reached first grade, we moved to Los Angeles, and then we lost touch with Greg for many years, and then started back when her teacher shared that some of her comprehension she felt like wasn't as strong. I thought, well, maybe it's probably because of some of the confidence. So it wasn't that she didn't necessarily comprehend, it was that she wasn't confident in her reading, and she was always second guessing herself. Although she could read and she could read fluently, it was the confidence because of the speech. Some words that were really long words that she would stumble upon. My thought process was, hey, why not reach back out to Greg and see if he's still offering these services and see if he can help strengthen her reading. So she didn't necessarily struggle or was behind any grades, but it was definitely something to help her get a jump start from where she was. My desire was to kind of go back what was familiar, and I knew the impact that he had previously and the work. So it was that he was a trusted person, right? A trusted person that I knew could get the job done and had a history with her where he could evaluate where she maybe started versus where she is now. So that's ultimately the decision and why we went back to Greg. Initially, we talked about Lael, and then little sister was here. So let's see where she is and if she's on target. And Elle reads very well. Yes, he no longer tutors Elle. She reads very well. And she enjoys reading more so than Lael. And I think a lot of it is because of the speech. So her teachers immediately were able to notice the improvement. And from there, we just started meeting, every so often with him. And then it became more frequently where both she and Elle could work with Greg on some of the basic phonics just to make sure that they were always on track or a little bit above. Well, I will say that Lael's third grade teacher definitely could tell an improvement in her being confident in reading and tackling words that she may have been hesitant at before. And that's a direct reflection of the Bristol Standard method. Well, I think both girls would describe, as they call him, Mr. Greg, as a really good teacher, right, and tutor. And they enjoy the program. Although it can be challenging at times, they like the little small breaks and the fun things that he always adds to it. So he makes the learning fun, and they enjoy participating in each and every session. It's very important for students and young people to have a great foundation in beginning, and it will follow them throughout the rest of their lives, of course. And we read every day. Reading is always incorporated in every single thing that we do. So the more opportunities you have to get it right, the less likely that you'll make the mistakes. So my philosophy has always been, if we start them off really strong and with a great, strong foundation, then later on, you don't have to try to correct lots of the problems in the methods of reading that young people are taught later on. So start them with a strong foundation, and they'll sustain and keep that throughout life. I've enjoyed working with Greg, his program. I have studied many of the slides and have worked directly along with him and done some of the tutoring as well at home. Very effective program. Would recommend it to lots of parents. I've shared it even with our school officials, and I think it's a true treasure that many people don't know about.